Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much for attending and joining us for our prayers this morning. Yogi Prabhu, any announcements?
Just the youngest group, Nimai group.
Can we meet outside near the Hanuman flag, please? So Nimai class, can we meet outside over there? We'll do something special today, so take a difference.
Okay.
And just once again, reminder to all parents, prayers are not an optional thing. You just walk in. It's a time for us to pass time. It's a very important thing. Krishna Club begins at 9:45, not at 10 o'clock, and you come and hand over your children. It's parents and children need to learn to pray together. So please do come here at 9:45, yeah? That's very important that you come. Because the children will get opportunity to sing as well. If you come later, they don't learn to sing or lead the prayers, and we want them all to have that opportunity. So please do come here for 9:45. Hare Krishna, please offer your respects. And any other
just quick announcement. So just again to reiterate, so if you're in the youngest class, Nimai class, if you can just meet outside, just on this side by the Hanuman flag. If you are in Radha class or Krishna class, then if you can stay here and be with me, okay, if you're Radha class or Krishna class. Other than that, if you can return your instruments, pay your obeisances, and you can return to your class. Can you take holiday and decide? You don't worry about that. Can you take? I don't have time to discuss that. Can you take these? Are you in charge of that? Go underneath. Alright, so you guys want to be.
Swati Mataji.
재직을 좀 하고 있거든요. 활동하고 있어요.
Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatare Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatyade Shatarine. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, very good. Jai Shri Shivara Gokul. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah, I see. Lalita Vishaka Devi. I'm from Ireland. That's all right. This is perfect. Thank you. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatire Shatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhani Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Taine Prabhave Namaha Madhurojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gora Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambhode Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumistvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasundabhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakam Tat Prakasham Shatat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Samshnakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahorita Gauraraye Pushpavantau Chitrau Shandau Tamonudau Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi Tarapyasya Tanubha Ya Atmantaryami Purushi iti sosyam Shavibhava Sharaishvarya Purno Yaiha Bhagavan Sa Swayamayam Nachaitanyat Krishnach Jagati Paratatvam Paramiha Anarpita Charim Chirat Karanaya Vatirna Kalau Samarpayetum Munatojvalarasam Svabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Duti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vashachi Nandana Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikrutir Hari Nishakti Rasmat Ekatmana Vapi Bhuvipura Deha Bhedam Gatau Tau Chaitanyakyam Prakatamadhuna Tatvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirti Shovanaya Eva Svadyo yenadbhuta madhurima kittisho vamadiya Saukyam chasya madhanubhavata kittisham veti lobhat Tadbhavadhya samajanishachi garbha sindhau harindu Sankarshana karanato yashai Garbhotashai chapayoktishayi Sheshascha yasyam shakalas nitya nandakya rama sharanam mamastu Mayatite vyapi vaikuntaloke Purnashvarye Shri Chaturvyuhamadhye Rupam yasyodbhati sankarshanakyam Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Maya Bharta Janda Sangha Shwayanga Shete Sakshat Karanam Bodhi Madhye Yasyakam Shri Pumanadidevas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Mayatite Vyapi Vaikuntaloke Purnashvarye Shri Chaturvyuhamadhye Rupam Yasyodbhati Sankarshanakyam Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Maya Bharta Janda Sangha Shwayanga Shete Sakshat Karanam Bhoti Madhye Yasyakam Shri Pumanadidevas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Yasyam Shamsha Shri Lagarbhotashayi Yannabhyajam lokasanghatanalam Loka sashtu sutigadhamadhatus Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Yasyam Sham Shamsha Paratma Kilanam Pushta Vishnur Bhati Dugdhaptishayi Yasyam Shamsha Srila Garbhotashayi Yannabhyajam Loka Sanghatanalam Loka Sashtu Sutikadhamadhatus Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Yasyam Sham Shamsha Paratma Kilanam Pushta Vishnur Bhati Dugdhaptishayi Kshauni Bharta Yat Kala Sopyanantas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye Mahavishnu Jagatkarta Mayaya Yasajatyara Tasyavatara Evayam Advaita Acharya Ishvara Advaitam Harinadvaitad Acharyam Bhakti Shamsanat Bhaktavataram Isham Tam Advaita Acharyam Ashraye Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Jayatam Surata Pangor Mama Mandamatergati Matsarvasvapadam Bojao Radha Madana Mohana Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpatrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastao Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devao Krishtali Sevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasaram Vamshivatatastita Karshan Venu Svanar Gopir Gopinata Shriyestuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Etina Thakur Godiya ke Kariyachina Atmasat Etinera Charana Vandom Tine Moranata Krantera Arambhe Kari Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Tinera Smarane Haya Vigna Vinashana Anayase Haya Nija Vanchita Purana Tinera Smarane Haya Vigna Vinashana Anayase Haya Nija Vanchita Purana. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada said that these temples that he has established, these ISKCON temples, they are meant for hearing. Because it is by the hearing process, Shravanam, that we can begin our devotional service. And this Shravanam, it is the first and most important anga of bhakti. Without Shravanam, there is no possibility of making progress by any of the other angas. And Hearing means to hear about Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada has written so many lovely books so that we might hear. Either someone will recite and we'll hear, or we will read, or we will recite ourselves. But one way or another, we will hear in these books. Of course, it is easier if we hear directly from the mouth, from the lips of such a self-realized devotee. But in the absence of such physical presence of a self-realized devotee, then still, Srila Prabhupada is giving his mercy through his Vani form. The Grantha is giving his mercy, his kripa. So we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. Text 29. Samam pashan hi sarvatra samavastitam ishvaram nahinasthyatmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. One who sees the supersoul in every living being and equal everywhere does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. One who sees the supersoul in every living being and equal everywhere does not degrade himself by his mind. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. Purport. The living entity, by accepting his material existence as just so much suffering, can become situated in his spiritual existence. If one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in every living thing, he does not degrade himself, and he therefore gradually advances in the spiritual world. The mind is generally addicted to self-centered processes, but when the mind turns to the Supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. So here Srila Prabhupada is giving us like a key for upliftment. It is very difficult to stay in a neutral position. We are either moving forwards or moving backwards, going up or going down. Staying in a stationary position is not a common feature of this material world. Generally, things are improving or deteriorating. So if we can remember the Supersoul and try to see, and remember that he is in every living being, then we will not be degraded. The mind will not have an opportunity to degrade us. The mind is naturally addicted to self-centered processes, but when the mind turns to the Supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. Let's read this again. The living entity, by accepting his material existence as just so much suffering, can become situated in his spiritual existence. If one understands that the Supreme is situated in his Paramatma manifestation everywhere, that is, if one can see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in every living thing, he does not degrade himself, and he therefore gradually advances in the spiritual world. The mind is generally addicted to self-centered processes, but when the mind turns to the Supersoul, one becomes advanced in spiritual understanding. Text 30. Prakriti cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasha yapashyati tathatmanam akartaram sapashyati. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. Purport. This body is made by material nature under the direction of the supersoul. And whatever activities are going on in respect to one's body are not his doing. Whatever one is supposed to do, either for happiness or for distress, one is forced to do because of the bodily constitution. Right? Dog will bark, cats will meow. Whatever body we get, we will be forced to act according to the bodily constitution. The self, however, is outside all these bodily activities. This body is given according to one's past desires. To fulfill desires, one is given the body, with which he acts accordingly. Practically speaking, the body is a machine designed by the Supreme Lord to fulfill desires. Because of desires, one is put into difficult circumstances to suffer or to enjoy. This transcendental vision of the living entity, when developed, makes one separate from bodily activities. One who has such a vision is an actual seer. Text 31. Yada bhuta pratagbayam, no. Yada bhuta pratagbavam, ekastam anupashyati, tata eva cha vishtaram, brahma sampadyate tada. When a sensible man ceases to see different identities, which are due to different material bodies, he attains to the Brahman conception. Thus he sees that beings are expanded everywhere. When one can see that the various bodies of living entities arise due to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees. When one can see that the various bodies of living entities arise due to the different desires of the individual soul and do not actually belong to the soul itself, one actually sees. So various bodies are caused by different desires, and these bodies do not belong to the soul itself. In the material conception of life, we find someone a demigod, someone a human being, a dog, a cat, etc. This is material vision, not actual vision. This material differentiation is due to a material conception of life. After the destruction of the material body, this spirit soul is one. In other words, each of us share the same quality, nature of spirit soul. We cannot be one homogeneously, but we are one in quality. We maintain our individuality, separate individuality from the Lord, from each other. The spirit soul, due to contact with material nature, gets different types of bodies. When one can see this, he attains spiritual vision. Thus, being freed from differentiations like man, animal, big, low, etc., one becomes beautified in his consciousness and able to develop Krishna consciousness in his spiritual identity. How he then sees things will be explained in the next verse. So this vision has to be practiced. We have to, by engaging in the process of devotional service, of course, naturally our intelligence and our Krishna consciousness is awakened. But we can also practice seeing in this way. We have to look somewhere. So when we're looking, we see all varieties of bodies, all varieties of living things. And we may practice understanding that inside each body there is a soul. And that soul, the soul that is in the teacher, the elephant, the dog, the cow, it is the same quality of soul in each of these creatures, in each of these bodies. Only the body, only the dress appears different. The living entity itself is not the body. The living entity is within the body. The body is simply a covering. The coverings are different, that is all. The humble sages see with equal vision a learned and intelligent brahmana, a dog, a cow, an elephant, a dog eater, right? So one who has spiritual vision, he can see like this. He doesn't differentiate falsely from body to body. He simply sees the same quality of living entity in each body. He has equal vision. Text 32. Anaditvan nigunatvat paramatmayam avyaya sharirasto pikanteya nakaroti nalipyate. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. Purport. A living entity appears to be born because of the birth of the material body, but actually the living entity is eternal. He is not born, and in spite of his being situated in a material body, he is transcendental and eternal. Thus, he cannot be destroyed. By nature, he is full of bliss. Prabhupada's telling us we are transcendental, we are eternal, we're indestructible, and we're full of bliss. This is who we are. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies do not entangle him. Such a person realizes that he has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the three modes of material nature. He is simply a witness, an observer of these things. Whereas those of us who are in illusion, we think very much that we are the doer. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Kartaham, I am the doer, I'm thinking. But no, these activities are not performed by me, they're performed by the modes of nature under the supervision and direction of the Supersoul. Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Krishna is the director of this material nature. Text 33. Yata sarvagatam saukshmyad akasham no palipyate sarvatra vastito dehe tathatma no palipyate. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all-pervading. Similarly, the soul, situated in Brahman vision, does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. Purport. The air enters into water, mud, stool, and whatever else there is. Still, it does not mix with anything. It's a very nice analogy Krishna gives. Air. Right? Air is all-pervading. Right? It enters into water, mud, stool, and whatever else there is. Still, it does not mix with anything. Air is air. Similarly, the living entity, even though situated in varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. We are unvitiated, uncontaminated by the material nature. In our own essence, we cannot be disintegrated by contact with this material energy. But still, we're influenced by association, by proximity with this nature. So Srila Prabhupada says, the living entity, even though situated in varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to his subtle nature. Therefore, it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of the body. No one in science can ascertain this because the soul, right, as Srila Prabhupada explains in the second chapter, the soul is infinitesimal. The soul is described in the Vedas as being 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair in magnitude. So very tiny, it is not possible to perceive the soul through any viewing device. There is no microscope that we will be able to manufacture to see this soul. And with these material eyes, what kind of spiritual vision can we hope to have? If the soul is spirit, how can you see spirit with material eyes? You require your material eyes to be invested with sufficient spiritual power. Text 34. Yatha prakashayatyeka kritsnam lokam imam ravi kshetram kshetri tatha kritsnam prakashayati bharata. O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity, one within the body, illuminate the entire body by consciousness. Purport. There are various theories regarding consciousness. Here in Bhagavad Gita, the example of the sun and the sunshine is given. As the sun is situated in one place but is illuminating the whole universe, so a small particle of spirit soul, although situated in the heart of this body, is illuminating the whole body by consciousness. Thus, consciousness is the proof of the presence of the soul, as sunshine or light is the proof of the presence of the sun. When the soul is present in the body, there is consciousness all over the body. And as soon as the soul has passed from the body, there is no more consciousness. This can be easily understood by any intelligent man. Therefore, consciousness is not a production of the combinations of matter. It is the symptom of the living entity. The consciousness of the living entity, although qualitatively one with the supreme consciousness, is not supreme because the consciousness of one particular body does not share that of another body. But the supersoul, which is situated in all bodies as the friend of the individual soul, is conscious of all bodies. That is the difference between supreme consciousness and individual consciousness. Srila Prabhupada so simply and completely explains the nature of consciousness and the distinction between the supreme consciousness and the individual consciousness of we minute living entities. He also gives a very beautiful example in this purport. Lord Krishna gives the example that the sun illuminates the universe, and similarly the soul illuminates this body. Just as the sun spreads its energy throughout the universe, although situated in its own place, so the soul, although very, very tiny and imperceptible to the senses, it spreads its influence all over this body. And that influence is understood by the symptom of consciousness. Even if we can't see the sun, we can understand that the sun is in the sky by the presence of light. Even though it's a cloudy day, we can understand the sun is up. Similarly, a living person, we can understand the presence of the soul by living symptoms. And as soon as there are no more living symptoms, as soon as the body is not breathing, not moving, then we can understand that the soul is no longer there. So Bhagavad Gita is giving such wonderful examples and explanations how to understand the difference between spiritual energy, the soul, and the material energy. Hare Krishna.
This is his hobby. Hare Krishna. If I can get all the children to please come right to the front. And if all the children, if you can please come and take an instrument. Please take some instruments, all of you. Do you want to sing Namaste prayers? No?
Shri Hari. Namaste. Okay, Nrsingadev. How about your sister? She can do. You want to sing Namo Vishnupadaya? Oh, Nrsinga, somebody said, okay, Namo Vishnupadaya. Okay, you can do Nrsingadev. Okay, let me find somebody for Namo Vishnupadaya. Who hasn't sung for some time? Aryan? Come on, Aryan, you want to sing Namo Vishnupadaya? And I'll play drum for you? Okay, then you do Namo Vishnupadaya, okay? Huh? Follow it up for Nrsingadev. She hasn't sung for a long time. Nahin? Nobody wants to sing? Can you sing? Namo Vishnupadaya? Everybody's being very shy today. Hey. Hare Krishna. Okay, so since anybody wants to sing Namo Vishnupadaya, any of the children want to lead? No, you're all feeling very shy. You've forgotten in the last 3 weeks we've been off. Okay. Anybody remember the last festival we celebrated before we broke for Krishna Club? Ram Navami. Yes, we had Ram Navami after at the temple. What was the festival as the children, all of you? We had a festival in the temple. We were celebrating which personality, which incarnation of Krishna? Anybody remember which incarnation of Krishna we were celebrating? We got a hand going up there. A bit louder, I can't hear you. Gauranga! Yes, Gauranga, the golden limbed form of the Lord, which is right here in front of me in the middle. We got Sadbhuj there and on the altar. We also had we celebrated our mothers. And also we celebrated the cows, and we had a nice lovely celebration to end with colors. Yeah, anybody played Holi here? Raise your hand if you played with the colors. Okay, lots of you played. Any parents? No, none of the parents. I remember playing with colors. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we begin a new term of classes, and next month we have another festival. Which festival do you think we've got next month? Another picture in this temple room will tell you. Have a look. Which other picture do you think we could be celebrating next week? And raise your hand if you can guess. No. Loudly, I can't hear you. Narasimhadev. Yes, correct. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, look, we got somebody with a bow. Lord Ram has arrived. Haribol. Jai. Narasimhadev, and as we can see, Narasimhadev also has a bow, just like that young man at the back. And he went with his class today. They were walking in the woods, and they were learning about Lord Ram and Lord Ram's weapon, the bow. Yeah? Thank you. So, anybody brave enough today, or am I singing today? You're going to have to hear my voice. Yeah, okay. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Namaskaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Sri Krishna, a bit louder. Jai Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. So darshan have just closed. It's because Krishna is going to have his lunch. And it's not really nice sometimes when hundreds of people are staring at you while you're eating, isn't it? So Krishna, we're going to give him a bit of privacy. He's going to eat. He'll be all fed up. And then, not fed up of us, but sorry, he'll be full up. And then he'll give us his darshan. And we'll have a lovely arti with lots of singing, lots of dancing, hopefully. Yep. So we'll carry on with our prayers.
Namaste Narasimhaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Kalaye Dona Simho Paratona Simho Yato Yato Yamita Tona Simho Ahena Simho Hidayena Simho Pasimamadim Sharanam Prapate Tava Karaka